In this video, I'm going to show you the exact process of how to set goals to achieve anything that you want to be able to accomplish in the next 3 to 6 months without having to rely on massive amount of motivation and get over procrastination. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what it takes to get extremely focused, have clear direction on what it's going to take for you to reach your goals. And before we get into the actual material, if you're not looking to actually make a change, you're not motivated, you're not disciplined, and you're not willing to put in a little bit of work in the beginning to set you up for success in the future, go ahead and leave this video. Check out some of my other YouTube videos. I put a ton of valuable content. This video is purely to people who want to make a change with their goal setting, because I'm going to be challenging you with some different exercises that's going to encourage you to reflect on yourself, to take some notes, to put into action so we can move the needle. The reason why I put a lot of priority in the beginning on focusing on goals is because unlike other fitness programs where you get extremely motivated for a short period of time and you're all gung-ho in the beginning because you want to make change, that stuff only lasts for so long. It's once you overcome the challenges that are going to take place and you lose that motivation, do you rely back on some of the things that we're going to be talking about, because we're creating habits, we're creating consistency, teaching you how to persevere. And when you have clear direction, your success and your chances of actually following through and reaching your goal goes through the roof. You know, we do things a little bit differently at K-Square Fitness. We try to break things down into small, manageable steps, because if you can do small things consistently well, you're going to have a lot more success than trying to hit the home run every time. And this is the exact process that I do for myself. I'll write out my goals, I'll put them into small, manageable steps, and I'll work backwards, breaking it down into what I can do on a daily task. And that's what we're going to help you with today. So let's do it. I've got 3 things that I want to cover today. We're going to talk about a rough draft. We're going to talk about access your starting point, and we're going to be looking for gaps. But the first thing you have to reflect on is, where are you at now and where do you want to be? And we're going to help identify what your goal is by assessing your current situation and seeing what it's going to take to get there. Give you an example. You're 220 pounds, you're a dad, you're working a ton, you're having a difficult time finding time for yourself and for training. You want to lose 20 pounds, but you don't know how to get there. So let's dive into what the rough draft looks like. And that's the first thing that I want you to begin to explore. In your rough draft, start thinking what can be accomplished in 1 to 3 months. Just start jotting down some ideas. Where do you think you want to be in the next 1 to 3 months? Write down goals that are clear and objective so that we can actually measure that progress. When we talk about your starting point, this is very basic. Where are you at now? You know, whatever you're trying to measure with your goal, what's your weight at? What's your performance at? How fast is your current mile? Where do you want to get it to? You're looking for different data points so that we can reflect on and compare. Let's talk about objective versus subjective data. If I'm 220 pounds, that is a number. Numbers don't lie. That's what you weigh. If in 3 months you weigh 210 pounds, you can see the difference, and that makes you feel good. This type of data is extremely important compared to something like, I feel unhappy about my weight. You start to lose weight and you're feeling better. This is a feeling, and having a perception of how you feel is fantastic. But you want to use both, because you want to be able to compare on some of the days where maybe you don't look or feel as good. When you look in the mirror and you're questioning yourself of, I don't even know if this is really working, you can go back to the numbers, because the numbers don't lie. So write down those numbers that you care about measuring. So when we talk about starting to look for gaps with where you're at compared to want to be, what I want you to think about first is your time limit. We talked about that 1 to 3 month marker. That's a good short-term goal, something that we can get pretty focused on. But here's what I don't want you to do. The feeling of impulse. Right now, we're just trying to start to think. We're starting to analyze. We're starting to create some data. Sometimes what happens is you start writing down your goals and you get so fired up and you say, I'm just going to start working out every day. I'm going to start eating vegetables every day. I'm going to meal prep. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. And you take this feeling of impulse when you haven't spent enough time focusing on the process yet. Take a small step back. Let's gather some more data. Let's put some more thought into things. Let's create a plan that we can execute on a daily basis versus getting fired up and just falling back into these old habits. And by the way, this is the only time I will ever tell you to not take immediate action. And that's because I'm trying to set you up for success in the long run. Now, I want you to think forward. Pretend it's been the 1 to 3 months. You're now healthier. You're now stronger. Your performance is better. Your stress levels are different. You look better. Put yourself into that framework. Visualize that it's already happened. And this is as silly as this sounds, I want you to think about what are some of the things that would have taken for you to improve your health. What did you have to do to improve your health? What are some of the things that you had to do to get stronger? What did you have to do to improve your performance? What did you start doing to improve your stress? If we can start to imagine those things and you put yourself into your own shoes, most likely you can start saying, well, I started working out. I started focusing on my nutrition. I started X. I started doing this. And we can start to begin to gather a little bit more of a framework on some of the things that we need to be doing. We're just trying to, again, just think and begin to create some ideas in our head before we put into a plan. So the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to write down as specific as possible. Write down what your goal is. In the next 2 months, I want to be able to X, Y, and Z. Make it as specific as possible. And then I also want you to reflect on, why is this appealing to you? Why do you want to accomplish this goal? I want you to write down 3 different reasons of why you want to be able to accomplish this goal. So after spending some time working on those different exercises, I just want you to think back, or should I say, think ahead of what it could actually feel like to have accomplished what you have written out for yourself. Imagine how much better you're going to feel. Imagine your stress levels. Imagine what it's going to take to get there, and then let's break it all down. If you want some additional support to work through your goal setting process, click the link down below and we'll hop on a call and I'll help you collaborate to help you reach your goals.